Okay, so the first card is codependent. You might be entering into a relationship where you're getting a bit codependent on this person. Whatever they say makes you feel happy or sad, and you need to get yourself out of that situation. You don't want to end up in a relationship where you're very codependent on somebody. You need to have your independence, even if you're in a relationship. Now, you're very strong sexual attraction to this person, and you've been longing a lot for something better. So maybe this is the reason why you're developing some sort of codependent feelings to this person, because you've been looking for this relationship for so long. And this was came in with a lot of, there's a new hope that came in with this relationship. Maybe you ended something and you didn't think you were going to meet somebody new, and now you have. And you've just taken a chance on this relationship as well. So this is why you're scared of losing it, and you're willing to do anything to keep it. So going to the future, you've got make a romantic gesture, and you might be attending some sort of wedding in the near future. Or there might be talk of a wedding coming up with this relationship as well, but definitely the wedding card has fallen. So there might be a proposal that's coming in for you, or you might be attending a wedding. And there is a need for you to make some sort of romantic gesture to show that you do love this person. But be careful of being codependent on them. That's very important, that you don't get into old habits where you're codependent. So you've got the Nine of Teacups over here, and you might be attending some sort of family gathering. It might be some sort of event that you're attending, maybe a birthday party or some sort of event where you're going to be meeting up with people from your past. A lot of emotional exchange going on over here. Some sort of celebratory dinner, something going on. With the Nine of Cups, it's about wish fulfillment usually, but in this deck, it's showing getting together with people that you can enjoy their company with and having a really good time with them, over dinner. So really, a gathering, some sort of event. It might involve family, but something where you have emotional ties associated with it. So you've got the Death card, and that's crossed by the Knight of Candlesticks. So it looks like something in your life, a situation came to an end, and you are now moving away from it quite quickly. It looks like maybe it was the relationship that ended. Here you've got a couple that, and it looks like, with this Knight of Candlesticks, moving away from that event where there was something that came to an end and it couldn't be rescued. So whatever relationship you had seems to have come to an end, and you are now moved away from it. In the past year, you got the Judgment card, so there was a turning point that you reached in your life. You're doing something new now, looking at things from a different point of view. Maybe you're spending also a lot more time with your family than you did before. A lot more time at home as well. But with the Judgment card, it talks about moving into a different cycle, a different path, something that you were not doing in the past. So you've got a new perspective, and that has come in after you've reached something big happened, a big change happened in your life, and you've now had to move down a different path. And you can see that with the wheel, where this big change came in. It meant that, you came out of a situation where you may have had some social isolation, and now you're meeting a lot more people. Maybe you're doing a lot more travel, a lot more, collaboration with a lot of people. Maybe you're meeting a lot more people at work, going out for a lot more social events. You can see meeting a lot of people, new proposals coming in. But definitely a big change has come in this last year. You've got the Judgment, which is the 20, and you've got the Wheel, which is the 10. So big changes, big events came in. The 10 usually signifies a more positive change. So whatever it is that causes big change, it almost caused people to stop and stare, if you like. So it was something very dramatic that happened in your life. Very big. And then you've got the Wheel coming in the last 3 months. So big changes have come in, and more positive changes. Maybe you are now getting out of that rut that you were in, and you're now being able to move forward by meeting more people, socializing with a lot more people. And you can see that with the Five of Cups over here, you had a breakdown of that relationship. It seems like there was you and the person that you were involved in are no longer, may no longer be together. And there seems to have been an emotional breakdown. Both of you all are, very upset about the whole thing, but it looks like there was a lot of heartbreak that was involved in that relationship. But it looks like you're moving away from it now, and that cycle seems to have come to an end with the Death card there. So going into the future, you've got the Hermit, where you're doing a lot more studying, concentrating on your work, spending a lot more time, with your studying of books or information that you're working with. So a lot of information that you're working with over here, but also spending a lot of late hours. So you're concentrating a lot on your work scenario. You seem to have moved away from whatever the cycle was, and you are now moving into a place where you're spending a lot more time. You are, with the Eight of Quills, you have been feeling really restricted and, hemmed in by your circumstances. Maybe you're thinking a lot of the past, and you wanted to move away from it. You are feeling as though whatever that relationship was had you stuck, and you are trying to find your freedom out of it. You're now seeing things from a different perspective, and you're not, you have now found your freedom or your way out of that situation. And you're very heartbroken still about things. You're getting communication still with this person, but everything about what they've got to say, you can see letters coming in, is causing you to feel very miserable, very upset about it. So whatever communication you're having with this person, they were very restrictive. They were very dominating. They were somebody that was very controlling. But whatever communication you have from them is still very heartbreaking. It still makes you very upset. And you are, hoping that you can walk away from it and leave the past behind. You've got the Ten of Quills over here. So you're still in communication with this person, but it seems like that relationship has ended. Both you and the other party have separated, and there seems to be just maybe there's some legal matters that you're just bringing to a close over here, something legal. You can see even here communication, but it seems like you'll have finally parted ways, and you are now coming to terms with that relationship having ended completely. So going into the future, you've got the Two of Teacups, the Lady of Teacups, and the Two of Candlesticks. So with the Two of Teacups, it shows that you are going to be meeting somebody new, and it seems like it's going to be a very soul mate connection. So something that has been maybe divinely guided, but this is a relationship that is going to be something that you can really relate to, and it's going to be a very loving relationship. So you're going to be able to share, and you can see pictures on the walls over here. You're going to make memories together, and it looks like you'll have a very stable relationship going, because you can see everything looks very stable, and they're sharing cups of happiness. So it looks like something new is coming in for you. So you are making plans for the future with the Lady of Teacups, and this is your card really, because this is like the Queen of Cups, and that is the card that rules Cancer. So you are making plans for the future. You're looking at the future. You're trying to make a decision on how to proceed forward. And it looks like you will end up making a decision about what to do next. You want to cut the past out. You can see there's a little knife on the table over here, and you're going to make a decision. And it's going to be a very enlightened decision. You might have support from somebody giving you advice on how to make that decision. So somebody's there to support you. It could be a sibling, somebody close to you, and they're going to help you, allow you to make decisions for the future. So you are going to be in, getting involved in a new relationship, and it's going to be something that you can make plans for the future, and it's going to bring you a lot of happiness with this Lady of Teacups, and you're going to reach a point where you're going to decide what you want to do. So you're reaching that point where you're deciding how you can bring your happiness into the future, and especially when you meet this new person that you're going to meet, it's going to you're going to need some advice and some support from somebody around you. You need to confide in somebody to give you some enlightenment about what to do next within that situation. So it looks like there's something new coming in for you to take you out of this loneliness, and you'll have to let go of the past. Although you're still crying about what happened in that relationship, it seems like you were very restricted and dominated within it, but you will need to move forward. You are reaching this new cycle in your life, and you will need to move forward. So you've got the High Priestess card over here, which says powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. So you are accessing your intuition to deal with the situation. The High Priestess is actually showing the beginning of a new cycle over here. You can see the moon cycle over here coming in and going through a new doorway here. You can see there's an archway there. So you are leaving this past, this emotional past. Emotions are flowing away from you. You can see this fountain going through here. So they are going away. All this bad energy that you have is leaving you, and you are now accessing your your spirituality to sort out your problems. You're actually going in within yourself to actually find the answers, and you do have the answers within you. And also the High Priestess says, you should wait for divine timing to happen. These things will come around, but just wait. You need to rely on your intuition and just wait. She deals with cycles. So in the next, Cancer is a sign that's really influenced by the moon. So you've got to look at the next new moon coming in where the cycle shifts. So, watch the phases of the moon as well. That's very important because it means that's when you start a brand new cycle in your life. So the Seven of Raphael says, time to make a decision, be clear on what you want, and take action, a need for detoxification. So you've got the Seven of Raphael making a decision card, and you've got the Two of Candlesticks. This is also making a decision. So you are reaching a point where you're going to have to decide what you want to do for your happiness. So be very clear about what you have, and that is how you manifest. So the last one is the Four of Michael, and the Four is usually a card of stability, and it says, insights that come from quiet meditation and need for deep sleep or take time off, seek relief from stress. So you do need to de-stress as well. You need to take some time off. You need to think. You might need a bit of a holiday or a little bit of a break as well from whatever's going on for you to make a decision. So it looks like you have to access insights from yourself, within yourself, go into, meditate, in order for you, with these two cards, the Four of Michael and the High Priestess is talking about meditation and getting spiritual insights that come from within rather than from other people. And you will reach a point where you will need to make a decision, but there will be somebody that will guide you, will help you, somebody that you can rely on to help you make the decision. And you are thinking about the future. You're quite somber about the whole thing. So you are thinking about it. Maybe a little bit of depression going on as well over here. But you have visions for the future. She is looking out of the window. There is the teacup over there. You want a brand new future and you want that emotional stability. And it looks like it will come in for you with this Two of Cups. So you are going to meet somebody who is like a soulmate connection, and you will move away from the past hurt that has happened.